Great Grand Rising. Welcome to We Are Not the Elite, where the elite, as it says in many of the great paradigms of religions and religious texts, saying that the great elite will be the ones that will be fooled, and those that follow them will be fooled right along with them. I'm here at one of the lakes here in Great Valley here, and just enjoying some of the nice weather that we've been having, which is really just beautiful. A lot of times I just like to come down to some of the lakes as I'm traveling across the country and doing my particular work and reporting and doing things that give me great enjoyment in life, and everybody should have that great enjoyment in life. And one of the reports we're going to be talking about today is just when you think Florida's got it right, what they've done is they approved the releasing of genetically modified mosquitoes. Genetically modified mosquitoes into the public. As you know, what the fear is with some of these scientific people who say that the mosquito-borne viruses like Zika has gotten out of control in many different parts of Florida, what they plan on doing is releasing over the next 5 weeks 12,000 genetically modified male mosquitoes into the populace, into the natural environment of the world. And, you know, many people consider this to be extremely disturbing. But what happens is that these male genetically modified organisms, mosquitoes, will then mate with the female mosquitoes. The female mosquitoes are the ones whom they say are the ones that go around doing all the biting and transferring all of the bad viruses into people. They expect that as this mating process goes on, there's going to be over 20 million of these newly genetically modified mosquitoes in Florida over the next several months. And they say that when these males mate with the females, what they'll do is they'll pass on a corrupted gene that would cause the females to die, therefore decreasing the population of mosquitoes biting people, and then having them not be able to pass on some of their virus material into the human population. But as we know all too well, with the stories surrounding Wuhan and now China and the military, which some deep reporting has done, the China military has said that back in 2015 or 17, you know, toyed with the idea of making the SARS-2 variant a military weapon. Who knows what might happen, but, you know, they are doing some really crazy things when it comes down to trying to get things correct. And when you put an invasive species in an area where it doesn't have any natural predators, it always spells disaster. I mean, just look at the Everglades and the pythons. Look at the Everglades and the Cayman alligators, which are just completely, totally out of hand. It's just one or two of them, you know, released into the wild, and next thing you know, you have a disaster. If you've ever traveled up, you know, the interstate on the east coast of 95, you'll notice that there's an invasive weed, a vine, that's crawling over just about everything, which has been introduced, I believe, back in the late 70s, and they really did choke out a lot of the stuff. It's now getting into people's gardens and plants. So it's really important for us to understand what's going on. But in Florida, over the next several months, there may be about 20 million genetically modified mosquitoes flying around the place. And this is supposed to help stop the spread of these very different viruses that, like Zika, that they're giving supposedly to people. Now my question is, you know, what if a county doesn't want them there? Will these genetically modified organisms of mosquitoes know the difference from going from county line to county line? Will it stop at the Florida border and not go into Georgia or into Alabama or any of the other surrounding states that are there? It's important that we understand what we're doing here, and because we are not of the elite, they feel that they can do whatever they want in terms of being able to, those are beautiful, protect us without us even knowing what's really going on. And I doubt if the majority of the people in Florida even know that they're getting ready to release over 12,000 genetically modified, never before tested in the United States, mosquitoes into the wild. They toyed with this idea down there in Brazil, I believe in the Philippines and a few other different areas. I don't know what the results of that are, but would they even really let you know unless you did some really serious digging? Well, there you have it. We are not the elite, but together we must stand. We must make sure that we keep reporting, keep on telling our stories no matter where we are. Whether if we get banned from certain other platforms to create other platforms, so that we who are not the elite will be able to rise up and protect ourselves and make sure that we stay in our natural element on the face of this so-called earth, so that we don't become genetically modified ourselves and become something other than human. For I am not the elite. Great grand rising to us all.
You run in circles, I'm surrounded by the enemy. You think you've done it, but you'll